Hey, what's up? It's your host, Torry, and who is ready to be petty? We are a moving and a shaking over here at RTBP. We have another episode ready for you. I'm just going to set you up here. I recorded earlier today with my friend Teddy. Teddy is an online friend from Minneapolis. We met through the Survivor org community, which I mentioned on the pod as one of the reasons I took a long break from podcasting. But if you don't know, I love the TV show Survivor and lots of other reality game shows similar to it. And an org is an online reality game which can be anything from like the style of Survivor to Big Brother, The Challenge, even things like The Bachelor. And Teddy hosts a very popular series called Voyage, which I played earlier this year, that I hold in deep affection, especially now with quarantine. Other than our love for Survivor, we both love pop culture. We talk a little bit about the Quarantine Crew because I can't stop, won't stop talking about Tyler Cameron and Hannah Brown. We talk about the Kourtney and Kim fight on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and we just talk about how we are coping with the whole COVID-19 pandemic situation. It's a real fun one. Always love talking to Teddy. Without further ado, let's get into it. I'm joined today by a very, very special guest, a friend that I met online through my Survivor orgs. Teddy, welcome to Ready to be Petty.
Hi, I'm happy to be here. Love the podcast name, so I knew I had to extend the offer. I knew I wanted to be a part of it. So.
Literally, I was like, this podcast was made for a person like Teddy. like, honestly, though, I was like, you were my target audience.
Perfect.
Teddy, we know each other through Survivor orgs, which if you're not familiar, I've like briefly mentioned them on the podcast a little bit. I feel like it's like, if you don't know about them, you're like way cooler than we are. But it's basically online, like a mock online Survivor game that people can play. Sometimes they're on Skype, sometimes they're on like Facebook or whatever. Like there's different versions. And that's how I met Teddy.
Yeah.
Just in like January, February.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So should we talk about how I met you and everything like that and who I am and stuff like that?
Let us
know.
Yeah.
So my name is Teddy. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, right under Canada. And I started and created my own Survivor org. A lot of people play, like Big Brother fans, Survivor fans. From around the world. We've had people from the UK play, from Australia, different countries in the world, and it's like a nice common ground that kind of like tests your chops in terms of strategy, and we have some physical challenges, some which Torry won. It's a little like, it's like a way to nerd out. It's not as nerdy as it sounds, especially right now where you can't even go outside, so what are you going to do? Play a game. So
yeah, it's actually been so nice. Teddy A is one of my biggest supporters. Like mentioning that I won a physical challenge is just the type of like encouragement that I need nowadays. But you're right. Like right now, especially when we're all stuck at home or staying at home, it's so nice to like have an online community and like people to talk to and games to play. It's been like our saving grace.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's like our season wrapped right before I think the epidemic really bad.
Yeah.
And it's been so cool just to play games and Jackbox games and still talk about the pandemic. People around the country and around the world getting different perspectives. For you, for Canada, for someone like another person that was in the UK right now studying abroad.
Yeah.
And all this different perspective and seeing different opinions and checking in on people. It's been a nice relief.
Yeah, that's actually a good point of like the online org community is like so big and spans the globe, so it's really interesting to see like how other people are affected and how people like can come together, and like it's been like sometimes really inspiring, sometimes so sad, like talking to different people. But I feel like we're in a unique position where you and I are so used to talking to people online and engaging in conversations or playing online games to like pass the time and stuff like that, that we are like in like a very lucky position that way.
Yes, I agree. I think people I know that are going crazy bored and stuff like that are just like learning Zoom or learning Skype. Like we've been doing this, you know, for you, someone that just started in January, thankfully you did start, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Someone like me, I've been in the org community since 2013, like the spring, so this is going on my 6th year.
Yeah.
I haven't always hosted, but I've played, but it's like definitely a nice place. Like it's so weird because people ask you, I'm one of those people that like, before I came on the podcast, Torry was like, may I ask you, you know, to introduce yourself, what are your hobbies? I hate that question, but I don't necessarily like, people play games online, like, you know, like and their video games online. So this is no different at that, but for some reason it feels different, but it's not. But yeah, I don't know. It's been, I'm really thankful for the little community we've had to kind of distract us from everything.
Yeah, and like you're right, lots of people have different online communities, like people that play video games on like Twitch and like YouTube and stuff like that. Or even people that listen to podcasts that are in like Facebook groups or kind of those like viewer I don't know, communities that people can talk to. Like it's been so nice that we can like come together and like support each other and really get through this like difficult time.
Yeah, it's been something else. I know for shout out to anyone that has family that's gone through this or is going through this or might be, because I know for me, my anxiety level is so high right now. My grandma's high risk, my mom is high risk. I can't see them.
Yeah.
You know, I never was someone to take a hug for granted, but not that I will ever, but it's just like after this is over, you know, don't take things for granted. I hope that something positive comes from this. I know we're constantly moving, constantly thinking about ourselves. We're very, like, you know, as a whole nation, as a whole world, we're kind of, you know, selfish, some of us, you know what I mean? Just naturally. And I think that we really need to come together, and I hope something good comes from this. I hope we just don't go back to being wasteful and not caring about one another. I know it's cheesy, it's campy, but we need to learn from this. This is really serious.
I completely agree. Like I was telling Teddy earlier, I just like ordered clothes like a month ago, again, way before, like online, way before any of this like was at the point that it is now. And I like tried on clothes and I was like, oh my God, like this makes me feel so much better. And it's like the smallest things like that I will never take for granted anymore. Like I like can't even believe that I'm like saying this, but just like going outside and spending time or seeing people and just the ability to like, or even just the ability, but like even the opportunity to like travel and
that is so true.
It like get together with friends. Like it's just something that I hope that I never take for granted. And I feel like with these things, like they often like wear off, like once we're like a month of like maybe back to normal, or like maybe social gatherings are allowed again. Like I feel like we might, you know, kind of go back to taking things for granted, but like I really hope we don't, because this really has changed my perspective on so many things.
I just want to put out there too, if you're listening, please continue to physically distance yourself. I know it's hard. I'm someone that is a natural homebody, but this has made me go crazy. Telling me to stay inside is so much different from me choosing to be inside. I want to go out to eat. I want to go be with them. I want to see my mom, who I haven't seen for months. It's just like, but it's so important for yourself and for others, even if you've survived it already. Just like, you know, you don't want to regret it. You don't want to say what if. It's so important.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. And we just need to take care of everybody in our community and people that we live with, and the people that don't have a choice to stay at home. Like I again feel super lucky that I can work from home and stay at home. Like I'm thinking of my family, like many of them work in the healthcare field, or people that work in like grocery stores or those essential services. Like speaking of essential services, like, thanks. But like, just, I am just so grateful that, we have so many brave people that are putting their lives really on the line during this time.
Yes. Shout out to the nurses, doctors, people I don't even know, people that are working in the coronavirus, people that aren't like, it takes not all, like really not all heroes wear capes. They wear scrubs. And you don't even get to have your scrubs or your N95 mask at this point. So shout out to doing something that I know I could never do. I'd be so afraid to catch anything. You guys are going in these hotspot zones, like Straight up, we're so thankful for you. I don't know how you guys are doing it.
Yeah, I agree. And the people that can do it without, like, I just feel like I talk to people and they're not complaining. They have smiles on their face. They're doing their best. They're being kind. People are doing these random acts of kindness for people. Like, they're checking in with their neighbors and, like, helping out the community. Like, in my community, I see posts, like, of this woman sewing masks and this other person with her like sourdough bread starter that she's sharing with people, and people that are going online and creating lessons and yoga classes and activities for kids and stuff like that. Like, everyone is just chipping in their own unique way, and I'm just like so thankful for that.
Totally.
Yeah. But it is so difficult. Like, it's like some moments I'm coping so well and like I'm like I can do this, and then like the next minute I'm like crumbling. I'm like
I have a mental, that's me. I agree with that 100%. Just like, how am I gonna do this any longer? Like,
I know.
No, 100%.
I like wake up, I'm like, oh, I'm thankful it's the weekend, like this is great, and then the next moment I'm like, oh my god, like
every day feels like the weekend. It all blends together. I was thinking a Monday was a Saturday. Like, where am I at? So
literally the only thing that keeps me on a schedule is Survivor Wednesdays.
Yeah,
like, oh, we're midweek. Like,
literally, yep.
Perfect.
For sure.
So Teddy and I wanted to talk about, we have lots of common interests. Spilling tea is definitely one of them. Teddy will pull up a receipt in a fucking instant. Let me tell you that. Like, nothing gets past this man. He always has the latest scoop. But a few things that we wanted to talk about today was just struggling with the lack of like pop culture stories.
Yes.
A tiny update on the quarantine crew. The Kardashians and their new season. It's been wild. And this huge fight we got into earlier today about some Taylor Swift songs. I think, like, for me, with the pop culture stories, like, it's tough for the podcast. Like, I'm like, fuck, what are we going to talk about? Because nothing's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also, like, I just realized that's basically all I consume. like
No, I didn't realize it until there was nothing there. Until there was nothing new, no drama, no anything.
Yeah. I've been literally reading stories and listening to podcasts and watching pictures of like celeb couples walking their like dog or like going for like a morning stroll. Like, that's how desperate I am right now.
For just something. It's
something.
There's no news though. All the celebrities are on their best behavior or passing out in their houses because they're not doing anything.
I know. I guess that is true. It's like good. I guess that is good that like we know that they're like staying at home and like doing the right thing. But it's been like so tough because I guess that is one of my like, this is so sad. Every time I say this out loud, it's sad. But like, that is one of the things that I like to do most is like listen to podcasts, read articles about like what the celebs are up to.
I also want to shed some light on me and another friend. We're noticing some of the celebrities were trying to start this movement of singing. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh my God,
he's
yes.
got the whole world in his hands, and they were like tagging people and passing along. The most obscure and odd thing to watch. And I'm like, it just was so, I saw Tamar Braxton, who I love, but it was so odd seeing her do it, seeing other people sing. I'm just like, what are we doing?
It's always so random. It was like the Gal Gadot, like, Imagine YouTube video. Did you see that?
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, my God.
And John Mayer sang Ariana Grande's version.
Yes. So basically what we're talking about is there's like been groups of celebs that have been like contributing small clips of them singing songs and then like stringing them all together to equal one song. And the one that I saw was Gal Gadot did one, Imagine by John Lennon. And a few days after, like, it went over really poorly, I think. No one liked it. People are like, this is so, like, out of touch with, like, reality. And, like, some of the singing was, like, bad. And, like, it was just the most random group of celebs. But a few days after John Mayer released, he was like, I was asked to do Imagine, but he submitted the Ariana Grande song Imagine. And it was amazing.
Yeah, it's nice to like. I mean, they took it on the chin, but it was just like so they're losing. I mean, I don't feel bad for you if you're in your mansion, with your
No.
ping pong table and your foosball table and your home theater,
Oh
like
my
your
God.
basketball court. I don't feel bad for you. I don't
Oh, that literally pisses me off so much when they're like, stay at home, like it's all we can do. And I'm like, cool. I just did 6 laps around my 400 square foot apartment, and you're like floating in your pool
Yeah,
with like your home gym and like basketball court in the fucking background.
yeah,
It's literally so disrespectful. I'm like, you have everything I access in the outside world in
yeah,
your
exactly.
house.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's like a piece of and
it's
someone probably shopping for them too. On top of that,
Oh, totally.
yeah.
Totally. I was like, and like people probably are like sending them like movie scripts to read and like
Oh yeah.
uncut like versions of things. And like, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you're fucking fine. Like, again, so out of touch. But one of the things that I was like really looking forward to, and I know you were too, is like the Mulan premiere.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh, literally, it got. I think that movie got the furthest in terms of releasing, in terms of the premiere. That they premiered some of it in California, had a red carpet for it, and just
Ugh.
like the week this got really bad, they pulled it, and it's so disappointing. Now it's not coming out until November.
I know. I know.
Um.
Mulan is my favorite, I think, Disney movie.
Oh, okay. It's going to be amazing. I think I will say props to Disney. Sponsor this podcast by the way, supporters, but
Yeah.
also because they released Frozen 2 like 3 or 4 months early to help kind of with being at home, and like usually they let like the movie come out and they let it the sales for the DVD, not DVDs now, what is it called, like I don't buy anything, but like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, but like
Yeah.
let it go, and it's just like to do that was so nice, but November is like
Oh, I like can't wait. I was like, because I'm not like a super like movie theater goer, but I was thinking like, wow, this is actually a movie that I want to see in
yeah,
theaters.
I paid $20 for one nacho and a dip of cheese
Yeah.
to
Oh,
go.
I'm the girl with like bringing in like a fucking suitcase of snacks. Like, I'm not paying for, yeah.
In that Miss Frizzle purse.
Yes, absolutely. Like literally just like every 10 minutes pulling out like a new item, like never ending. But yeah, I was like so excited, and like those are the things that like I just get so
Yeah.
upset about.
Same with A Quiet Place too. I would I would even pay to do that. I would pay $20 to watch that movie now. So
Me
that's how
too.
bored I am. I just want something new.
Release it online. I've been thinking that. Like release shit online. I guess it would
Mm-hmm.
just be like it would be torrented or like
Yeah.
pirated so fucking quick, but
Mm-hmm.
uh like put it on Disney Plus.
Yeah. I need something.
I know.
Um.
Another thing that we've been following that has been feeding our pop culture passion is the Quarantine Crew, which I've talked fucking ad nauseum about this on the podcast at this point. But now that Hannah Brown left and we can't watch the videos of her flirting with Tyler, I like don't care anymore.
I second that 100%. I've never stand a couple harder and wanted them to work as much as I want those two to work.
Same.
They mesh. Hannah glows when she's around him. He glows when he's around her. But I will say, from what I saw in a magazine clip that you think you showed me, that
Probably.
they're waiting. They're waiting. They're not in a good place right now. Like not shout out to Tyler, but like my thoughts are with him. He lost his
Yeah,
mom
I know.
and then went right into this.
Yeah.
Like it's very jarring to go through all these big momentous moments in your life. So I respect him for knowing and that he needs to work on himself before he's out there. And same with Hannah too, has been going through stuff as well.
Totally.
So,
And I'm so glad that they like had a big group of people around them, like especially Tyler, like in this past weeks, and like I guess I'm thankful for them that they're still like together and like at least everyone but Hannah, she drove back to where is she from again?
Alabama.
Mm-hmm. She's like at her parents' house now, but I'm glad that he like had that support.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm glad that they like hopefully again like kind of are processing and like healing, and then like hopefully they can come together. But I still am like puzzled at why this is like the couple that I'm obsessed with so much.
I think it's because she just made a big mistake. Like I just don't. I mean, you had someone there that was making, barely half a dog jingle, and you have Tyler who's just there in every right, just like perfect.
Yes.
And it just
literally perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. And I feel bad. And I feel like, again, that's like such a pressured situation that she probably made a choice that she like regretted, and they've had some time. They've like kind of dated other people. And so hopefully that they can like come together now. But yeah, I like don't care. Like literally every day in quarantine, I've picked up my phone when I've woken up to check what they're up to. And like she left like 3 days ago, and I like haven't looked at the video since. Like quarantine crew lost me when they lost Hannah Brown. Like 100%.
Who I think, if this doesn't work out with Tyler, which I want it to.
Yes.
She needs to be the Bachelorette again. Even if it's in a year or two, I don't care.
Yeah.
I would be willing to see her and what she's learned.
Me too.
Again. One of my favorite bachelorettes.
Me too, which is like so funny because like I don't even like I feel like Hannah and I are like really opposite people. Like she's like pageant girl, Southern, Roll Tide. I like don't know what any of those things are. And like I don't know. There's something about her that I'm just like so drawn to. And yeah, and then maybe that's why I just like root for her so much, especially with Tyler.
It's like rough around the edges in a good way. Like with Rachel, you got someone that's real.
Yes.
With Hannah, she was real. She realized she had flaws.
Yeah.
You saw her go up and down. Like we yell at the TV, but like she was interesting to watch. But still, she's a person. She's learning from that. She's still young. Yeah. 24. Like I didn't have my crap together when I was 24 years old.
True.
So
yeah.
I still don't now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
we're still. I don't. Yeah.
We're still working on it, but that's cool. That's our own journey. But yeah, I guess you're right. Like I guess in a world, I think that's why I'm drawn to. You're right. Like influencers that are more raw and rough around the edges. Like I always talk about Emma Chamberlain, just because like there's so many people that are like so polished and perfect and almost like rehearsed, and nothing is off the cuff, and that's like the opposite with people like Hannah. Yeah, I will say that Tyler Cameron put out like a 5-minute video of him using like a face serum today, and I watched the whole thing, and it was an ad, and I like didn't care. So
you were very angry about that.
I was, because I just like it seemed so fake, but like I also just like loved it because it's a 5-minute video of Tyler Cameron like touching his face.
Make that money for sure.
Oh,
definitely pocket
totally.
that whatever K it was and move along. Throw it in the ocean. No, don't throw it. Sorry, throw it away in the trash.
Okay. It's also just like weird. Sorry, this is like a side tangent, but it's also so weird to think about like marketing teams that target people. Like they're targeting like a mid-20s football playing boy to sell a face serum because they know that his audience on Instagram is like all women.
Well, it's interesting you say that because on my local news they had an advertising exec on, or lead, whatever the heck the technical term is, and she was talking about how a lot of people have now shifted online, social media, radio, because things are going to change for the next 6 months. 6 months at least, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're changing. So that was probably someone's way of, hey, how can we get at least 20,000? Some of his lives pulled 20K people.
Yeah.
So in those first few minutes, so like, how can we get some people to see this at least? At least see our product.
Totally. And I guess like the Bachelor is such a huge conglomerate that like I guess people like him get that many viewers, which like honestly like is almost like TV, like how many eyes are on fucking ads on TV nowadays. But yeah, I just think that that's wild that like someone was like, no, who should be the spokesperson for our like age busting like face serum? Tyler Cameron from The Bachelor. Like that's the perfect person. Also, like how embarrassing. It's not embarrassing because he's probably making like 10K off of this, but like could you imagine like being a normal person, going on The Bachelor, and then like filming a video of you like washing your face to like sell products. Like it
Oh, I
seems,
would do whatever if you offer me even
yeah,
1K. I mean, I can't imagine because I don't like Tyler, but like I'm not hating on him for it. I go for it. Do whatever you do. These ads happen all the time. It's cooler when you know they use the product. I've
yeah,
probably maybe I've probably maybe gotten behind maybe one or two products that
yeah,
of the hundreds I've seen social influencers use. To be
yeah.
honest with you, it doesn't work on me. But I mean, we all have to make our money somehow, especially now with the unemployment rate and the U.S. being bazillion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, that's true. I don't think I've bought tons of things that celebs like are trying to sell. The things probably that I do buy are like when you're watching like a beauty guru on YouTube and they're doing like makeup and they're like kind of giving like a review, which I
okay.
realize is probably an ad anyways, so like you got me, but like that, like I don't know, it like seems a little bit more real that yeah, you're right, that you can like tell that the person actually like probably uses it.
Mm.
Another thing we wanted to talk about, which is like absolutely wild, like I don't know how we're not talking about this more, but the recent Kourtney and Kim fight, like physical altercation on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
So I think I almost think it's so funny because before years ago, back in like '03, I think, Kourtney and Khloe were fighting over
Mm-hmm.
that Chipotle meal and don't be fucking rude. And now you have Kim who charged, she said when she realized she was bleeding. And Kourtney, who is small, but let me tell you, as the oldest child, there's a level of respect we demand. As for me, I will take it, and you will feel the raft of why I came out the room first. And that's what Kourtney had. And she may be the one of the smallest ones, I
Yeah.
think the smallest, but she had the force of Thanos when she decided to, and she knocked, I learned what it was called foundation. She knocked her foundation right
Yes.
on Chloe's white wall.
Yeah.
I would frame that. I would like put glass around it.
Oh
So
my
this is
god. Oh my god, that's so funny. There's so many things that I want to like talk about because it's like wild to me that you when you know that this is being filmed could get that upset or like let it get like that real. Like that
it's
seemed
been
really
boiling
real.
though. They've been boiling because I know
Yeah.
Chloe. I think Kourtney is kind of getting sick of the show, and can I blame her?
Yeah.
No, she has
No.
her money.
Yeah.
She has what she wants to. She has her kids.
Yeah.
And kind of Kim likes the spotlight. Chloe might like the spotlight. So, but I think she's under some kind of contract. I know she's taking a break now. But it's like when
Mhm.
you're over it, if you're at a job, I've been at a job I don't like. I'm not gonna be, you know what I mean, the most engaged or best person to be around when I'm there.
Absolutely.
So I get
100%.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Why do you think with celebrities, once they have money, they continue to like hustle like that? Because like I feel like if I got a few $1 million or like even just like $1 million, like
Mhm.
I would like retire and just like live my best life. Like, why do you think they have this constant need to earn more money? Like, they have obviously plenty.
Yeah, but they can stop right now and be. So I think honestly, it's just a matter of you like what you do. They're still young. This is still their job. They just
Yeah.
happen to make so much from it.
Yeah.
That it means like that. And Kim, there's been videos of Kim when she was a kid saying she's gonna be famous. You're gonna know her name
Yeah.
someday. I think it's a bit addicting too. I think that there's a bit of narcissism in LA and like stuff like that in the entertainment business where you want people to watch you, you want their approval, you want to matter, you want to be in the headlines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The next Kim Kardashian has been born and is on the rise somewhere, and we're going to remember Kim Kardashian, in like 20 years probably, when she's in her 60s. So it's just a matter of she's the it girl right now. She's the one. I mean, this huge fight during quarantine helped their show probably tremendously. They're on like 17, 18 seasons now, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So my favorite, hands down, though, is Chloe. Just saying, I've only seen probably episodes here or there in my lifetime, but Chloe is so raw and real. I love her. So
Me too. Yeah, I have this weird affinity with the Kardashians. Like I love them, even though I know that they're so problematic in so many things that they do. Like, I don't know what it is, but there's just something about them that I like love. I don't know if it's like the family aspect or the like beautiful like house and like aesthetic and like beautiful life and parties and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what it is, but like I weirdly love them.
And that's why they're on their 18th season. For sure.
Yeah. I guess because it's like you can follow along. You feel like you know, like you can follow along on so many different ways, like not just the TV show, but all their social media. And like maybe it's just because I felt like I like grew up with them.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but there's just like something with them that I just like can't stop. Like, even though I know that like I'll drop any celeb for like being like problematic, all like their obsession with beauty and like being skinny and like making like all the capitalist like behaviors and stuff. Like, I don't know, I hate all of that, but like, I don't know, I just can't quit them. Sure. But I thought that the fight was wild because I think you're right. Kourtney clearly isn't into the TV show anymore. And I think that what's frustrating is that she says she's going to quit and she just wants to be a mom.
That's what Kim said, yeah.
But it's like, then do it. Like, I'm on Kourtney's side with this, I think, because like, I feel like Kim is just like, you have to work, you have to do all this stuff for the family. And I'm like, they don't even do tons of like projects together anymore, except for the show.
Yeah, they had that meltdown with the Christmas card. So.
Right? Like, they couldn't get it together for the Christmas card. But now, like, they used to do tons of things together, like perfumes and their clothing lines and, like, stuff like that. But, like, nowadays, like, it's KKW Beauty. It's Chloe's I'm Good American. It's Kourtney's Poosh. But, like, they don't do a lot of like cross like selling things, so I don't know why.
And you're gonna get
so
sick
mad.
of people. You're gonna get sick of your family. I cannot imagine even doing, something with my sister like for 20 years, like So I think Kourtney. I don't blame her at all. Is she probably a bit snooty? Yeah, but that's because she's not happy.
Yeah.
So,
and this is like a hot take, but has Kourtney had a good storyline on the show since Scott and her broke up?
No. I didn't say all that.
But like, honestly, though.
Guess you're not going for that poo spot in her
sponsorship. I will say, I do have the Poosh sage diffuser and essential oils, and I fucking love it. And everyone that comes to my house loves it too.
Oh, okay.
So
see,
I do love that.
This is the thing. I have expensive taste.
Yes.
Like, why was I not born as Saint West?
I know.
Please, like,
I know.
I could have waited. Like, I had the most expensive taste for someone that does not have the money for that. It's just like
you're literally speaking to my soul. I say that I feel like once a day. Like, why the fuck am I not like Penelope Disick?
Yeah, it just
actually she doesn't seem. She doesn't seem like
she's
the
a
cool
terror.
One. Yeah, actually
she's a terror. I've heard Manny's a quit.
Oh God! So, that is the tea. Honestly, I don't know why I said that because we all know that North is the cool one, and Penelope's like a follower.
I think here's the thing, in terms of the coolest Kardashian kids, for sure. I think I love Dream, Beautiful Baby. I hope that Rob and China are able to work it out.
Yeah.
I love Chloe's baby. True. And I think Kim has a perfect family of 4.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For sure.
Me too. Did you like their names when they came out with like do you like the North, Saint, Psalm, Chicago?
No, but wouldn't be my first or 30th choice, but they're not going to ever fill out a job application, unless your mom goes bankrupt, which, so.
Yeah, which I doubt.
I stand Saint West the most, though, because we looked very similar when we were young. So, like, he just is so cool. There's, like, a little braid and a little smile. And his mom, you can tell that Saint is her favorite. She says he's so nice and so friendly and loves his little sister and his little brother. He just seems like a sweetheart. I hope he's able to keep that.
Me too. Actually, that's like a really good read. What?
Oh, since you're talking about makeup gurus and the Disics, did you hear about Mason dissing Jeffree Star on a live recently.
No, because the story that I reported on was that he was like talking about Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott being still broken up.
Oh no! So apparently, this big TikTok person had him on her live after he didn't get approval to make an Instagram account. Yes, he was only 10 years old.
Yes,
and
he got kicked.
And they were talking about makeup gurus, and James Charles came up. He's all love James Charles, but Jeffree Star is a spoiled dick or something like that.
Holy shit! How does he even know these people?
LA, I'm assuming this because they're big events, but it was just so fun. And then like Kourtney released a statement and all that stuff. But it's just like Mason seems like he's gonna be a D-bag when he gets older. Like,
oh my god, that is the fucking tea. He literally you can just tell that he has this attitude that's so rude, and like just the way he like walks and talks just seems like he's gonna be the worst fucking person.
I feel bad. He's 10 years old, but some kids, just you know. And
when you know, you know.
Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna say. So
literally, it's getting real desperate on Ready to Be Petty when we're like coming for like fucking 5 and 10-year-olds. Like this quarantine better end for the sake of this podcast. People are gonna roll this tape in 10 years and be like remembering you like shit on like a child. Be like
when I'm working for Mason Disick.
Yeah. Literally though. But I do know that Jeffree Star, just to like wrap up that story, is that Jeffree Star and Kylie Jenner with Kylie Cosmetics, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
yeah.
They like are at odds. I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know the origin story, but I just know that I think probably he just like shit on her products in a video, but I know that he was like promptly removed from like her PR list, and like now they like really like are at odds. It was, I think if we just wrap a bow on this Kardashians fight story, the thing that I was like also most offended by was, you already mentioned the foundation coming off on the wall, but like I think it's like wild that people wear like full body foundation. It's like that. It's like that's why I have like skin insecurities, because you look perfect because you're wearing fucking a full body of foundation. But like, how do you like live like that? Like that seems so uncomfortable. I'm all about like women have to hold up to such insane beauty standards. So like, I want to be careful and choose my words lightly, but nice.
In terms of, but just think that like it's so unattractive to hug someone and their face comes off on you. You know what I mean?
I know.
So it's just like,
I do get that.
I wish that we need to do some as society to make people think. Because I've seen beautiful women without makeup, but then you see women get told, "Oh, you look tired."
Yes.
You know what I mean? Which if that got told to me even once as someone not wearing makeup, if I did wear makeup, you know what I mean? Like I'd be like, well, geez, you know what I mean? So
yes, absolutely. Yeah, no, I feel the exact same way. Like obviously it comes from a place of perfect, like needing to be perfect and being in the public eye and these impossible beauty standards, but oh my goodness, we had like, please, like, let's draw a line somewhere. Like body makeup is not the answer. And again, that's probably coming from like a privileged standpoint. Like I don't have anything that I'd like, I don't know, like would want to cover up per se, but because I understand like if you have like a scar or something that you might be insecure about, but I just wish we could move in another direction of just like loving that and who you are instead of wearing like head to toe foundation. I think that's just absolutely wild. All our best to Kourtney, but I think they all look bad in this story. The last thing we want to talk about is our Taylor Swift debate this morning. So because of quarantine, tons of people are going on social media and posting kind of like these like fill in the blank, like Instagram, like templates and stuff like that, where you can input, I don't know, like things about yourself and like GIFs and your favorite foods or whatever.
If you're on Twitter, you've definitely seen this.
Yeah, Twitter, Instagram, you've probably been tagged in a challenge like this. So Teddy decides to drop in our group chat this morning the the best of Taylor Swift songs where you had
each
to
album, yeah.
Yes, so it was like each album you had to pick one song from every album that was your favorite that you think is the best, and then there was like one where you could pick two, and boy did that cause some drama.
Let's just say right now, Taylor, I love you. So it was very fun going back and doing this and kind of passing time and knowing people have different opinions. For example, one of your most popular albums, Post Country, is 1989, but one of your best country bop albums is Speaking Now, which is full of bop after bop.
Yes.
So it was really fun kind of seeing what people's opinions had, stuff like that. And if you do not stand Cruel Summer off the album Lover, then what are you doing? That's all I'm going to say.
Literally. Okay, so I chose for Lover, I chose The Man because of the novelty of like that song and the message. Yeah. But if I because I just think it's like there's not a lot of songs like that. But you're right, Cruel Summer is like the hit of the album.
And it should have been a summer single as well. Cruel Summer is just hands down the best song on that album, followed by Lover and the Miss Americana song. So
yeah, it's all good. I totally forgot about like some of Taylor's earlier hits that just absolutely like still are iconic and like still make me so happy or like feel all the feels. Like I kind of forgot until you posted this, like that I loved like Speak Now and even her original music, even though I'm like not
some of them are over 10 years old.
I know. Which like
Love also, Story is 10 years old.
Which is wild. I need to find another adjective. I was listening to a podcast or editing or whatever, and like every 3 minutes I say wild, which is just fucking annoying. But it's also just funny, like, at the difference of opinions that people have. And, like, I think that everyone's choices are valid.
I don't. It's called taste, acquired some.
Oh, my God. No, I truly do. Only because, like, I feel like the lyrics, like, different lyrics, like, speak to different people. So, like, if you, like, I feel like people like certain songs just because they were going through, like, a tough time or whatever and, like,
that's fair,
resonated with it. But, yeah, like, you're right about, like, that there are just, like, objectively better songs. Mm-hmm. But I think everyone's lists are good. I definitely am more into these types of challenges than, like, the fucking, like, push-up one and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I'm not doing that, please.
No, absolutely not. No one has tagged me because they knew before that that's just...
Anyone tags me and then you're getting blocked and reported.
So. Absolutely. For cyberbullying.
Yes,
100%. But yeah, like this is the type of challenge I'm into. And it's also funny, like to me, how like things have changed in quarantine. Because if anyone posted one of these when we are not in quarantine, I would literally be like, fuck, this is so annoying. I don't want to fill this out. I don't give a fuck about your list. Like, you're not interesting to me. Like, don't post this in your Instagram stories. I'm going to skip through it. And now I'm like living and breathing for these fucking Instagram posts. It's true though. Like,
I agree. Yeah.
Pre-quarantine, I would have been like pissed that someone had the audacity to post this on the Instagram stories, and now I've poured over every single small detail of people's. Okay, Teddy, is there anything else you want to chat about?
Well, I don't think Dua Lipa released a phenomenal pop album.
So good.
So her next single should hands down. She has so many that she can honestly do. But I think that her next single, obviously, in my opinion, if I'm choosing it, should hands down be Hallucinate. But give this girl some credit. It can't be easy being an artist that wants to put out a project. And during the quarantine, you can't even tour with it. You can't even go to night shows, stuff like that. But listen to that future nostalgia. Give it a listen. What else are you going to do? So
yes, it's actually so good. I obviously I knew like Dua Lipa's like kind of like really pop albums that are like on the, or singles that are on the charts and stuff like that. But like, I actually like, I love her. Mm-hmm. It's so good.
It's a great sound.
It's really, really good. I'm like so surprised that like that's like fully in my like rotation. And that has been one of my activities in quarantine, is to go on a like fucking hour drive and just like blast music and like sing. And Dua Lipa is doing it for me. Okay, it's been such a pleasure talking to you, Teddy.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's been an honor.
It's been like weeks trying to schedule this. I don't know, because we're in a fucking quarantine, but it's like so nice.
I had a book schedule, please.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Thank you so much for having me.
Teddy, where can people find you?
Yeah, so I'm actually on Twitter. That's probably the only social media I kind of like use the most or use of, and it's like at Ocean Coast. So it's OCEAN, and then Coast, the word Coast together. And I just do funny memes on there, funny one-liners, my own thoughts every once in a while. If you want to give me a follow on there.
Yeah, absolutely. If you like Teddy's hot takes, follow him on Twitter. Thanks again for listening. If you like what you hear, you can get more content from me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at RTBP Podcast. Do you have something you would like me to talk about, or a petty story you would like to share with the listeners? Slide into those DMs. They're always open. I hope that you're staying healthy and safe. As always, I'm your host, Torry, and I'm ready to be petty. See you soon. Bye.